Welcome back to Pioneer Arena as we are all but set for tip-off, just about a minute away. As we take a look at your starting lineup, we'll start with the visiting Carson-Newman Eagles from right down the road over in Jeff County, or Dandridge if you go by your city limits. Starting lineup for Carson-Newman tonight will feature E.J. Bush, the 6'5 junior guard out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Trip Davis will get the start, the 6'3 senior out of Nashville and Tennessee State transfer. They'll start Reese Anderson, 6'2 senior from Douglasville, Georgia. Starting lineup will also feature Luke Brannigan, the sharpshooting sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina. And it'll be the Russian getting the start down low, 6'10 out of Moscow, Dima Bykov getting the starting lineup for Chuck Benson in his 10th season with the Carson-Newman Eagles here against Tusculum. Starting lineup for the Pioneers, they will stick with the freshman point guard Keyston Brown from Lexington, Kentucky. Starting lineup will also feature Dylan Smith, 6'2 senior out of Lexington. Trent Gibson, the do-everything guard, 6'4 sophomore from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And the two men down low, a dynamic duo down underneath the basket. Caleb Hodnett, 6'8 senior out of Kentucky. And Brandon Mitchell, the super athletic 6'9 junior from Virginia Beach. The starting lineup for J.T. Burton in his second season with the Tusculum Pioneers. Zach Holt, Justin Chartran, and Brooks Harrison alongside Coach Burton on the Tusculum bench as we are all set to get things going. And we're going to have a couple ceremonies here. Pack the arena night. And if this crowd had a nice little intermission, because that girls game or the women's game took almost everything out of them. What a battle that was. And again, if you missed that, you missed a great game. You got to jump back online and just watch that one through and through. 79-74, Tusculum knocking off Carson-Newman in our women's game earlier tonight. Big win for the Pioneers. 19 points from Mia Long, 12 points, career high 17 boards from Maddie Sutton. And South Green and Greenville native Braylon Weichel leading Carson-Newman with 20 points in the losing effort here tonight. Big win for the Tusculum Pioneers women's team. And they're going to try to make it a clean sweep as we get things started with tip-off. Tip-off right after the break. Tusculum, Carson-Newman. It's next on the Pioneer Sports Network, WSMG.
Banking.
They didn't do an anthem, but they did something else. So I'll just take it in 1 minute.
Okay. I'm going to do two versions of that donut thing and put them both on a CD.
With Keyston Brown, Dylan Smith, Trenton Gibson, Caleb Hodnett, and Brandon Mitchell. They had such a long introduction, we were able to give you the starting lineup twice before we get set for action here in this one. Still a lot to play for, as still yet Tusculum can get on a nice little streak here in these final 4 games and sneak up to that number 2 spot in the South Atlantic Conference standings. And that starts here tonight with a win against Carson-Newman. And you also don't want to avoid taking losses this late and possibly fall from that 4th spot to 5th or possibly 6th. Going to be a tight race towards the end of the South Atlantic Conference regular season. Final game at home will be on Saturday, a fun senior night for the Tusculum Pioneers against Coker. They'll end the regular season 2 road games, but they're looking to put on a show for the home crowd here tonight. Tusculum and Carson-Newman, rivals in all aspects, not too far from one another. Carson-Newman features a player that actually transferred from Tusculum. So again, these two teams know each other well. Coaching staffs know each other well. Broadcasters know each other well. A fun matchup expected here tonight as Tusculum wins the tip-off, and we're off and running from Pioneer Arena. Dylan Smith over to Trenton Gibson as we're underway Gibson fakes the shot, fakes the pass, down low to Mitchell. Mitchell double teamed up, under, and can't get the shot to roll off the back rim. Rebound is pulled in by Bykov. Quickly up will come Carson-Newman. They'll move it outside to Trent Davis. Davis goes over to Brannigan, down low, fake by Anderson. They move it down low to Carson-Newman, and right at Hodden, who gets a piece of the shot, and then Mitchell gets a lot of the shot, and according to the official, he got a little skin as well, and a foul called on the Pioneers, and this will put Carson-Newman on the free throw line, as Carson-Newman got caught under the basket, but a nice pass to connect with E.J. Bush, and Bush going up for the shot is fouled by Brandon Mitchell. So to the free throw line will go the junior, E.J. Bush, for Carson-Newman, looking to put the first points on the board here from Pioneer Arena, which he does. Knocks down his first free throw. Second free throw for E.J. Bush out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. On the way, and good. 2 for 2 on that trip. Played his ball down at Oak Ridge. Played a little bit at Bryan College, and now here for Carson-Newman. And he gives Carson-Newman the 2-0 lead. Brown with the basketball up top for the Pioneers. Swings over to Hodnett. Trying to hand it off to Trenton Gibson, and just takes it away. Does Carson-Newman all the way down for the layup, and a little bit of contact, but maybe trying to sell it too much was Bush, and he misses the layup, and no fouls called. Pioneers come the other way. Dylan Smith pulls up, short corner, knocks down the mid-range jump shot. Ties the ball game up at 2, does Dylan Smith. Carson-Newman's basketball. Reese Anderson gets it down low, pump fake, then skip pass out. Thought he was going for me. I wasn't open. Luckily able to save it was Trent Davis right before he gets to the scorer's table. Anderson back up on top, skips it out to Trent Davis. Davis back to Anderson. On the drive, Anderson pulls it up, swings it out. Stepping into a 2-point jump shot is the outstanding shooter, Luke Brannigan. Can't get the shot to fall. And then battling for the rebound, it's knocked out of bounds, last touched by Carson-Newman. Pioneers will inbound. Gibson will bring it down to set up J.T. Burton's offense for the Tusculum Pioneers, looking to take the early lead. Zone look here for Carson-Newman. Almost a modified matchup 2-3 zone for the Eagles. Good ball movement from the Pioneers, just trying to read this defense, find out where the opening is. Gibson drives. Little hook shot is blocked. Battle for the ball on the ground. Picked up by Carson-Newman. Coming the other way is Reese Anderson. Anderson with it behind the back. Swings it over back to Trent Davis. Davis up top. Goes right to the middle to Anderson. Anderson no-look pass to Bykov. Ball may have been partially tipped on a shot. It's no good. Gibson comes down with the board. Gibson over to Dylan Smith. Dylan Smith crosses up. Sets up the offense. Gibson, Brown in the corner. Keaston Brown, the freshman who's played into the starting lineup, was in for injury, but has kept the role. Even now with Tariq Jenkins, maybe not still 100%, but back on the active roster. And now we're hustling after the basketball, and Trenton Gibson and Reese Anderson get all tied up, and a foul going to be called on Trenton Gibson. And we'll have a substitution as Bykov will exit the ball game. First substitution in for Carson-Newman will be Richard Henderson, 6'6", 220 junior out of Maryland Heights. Checks into the ball game. Big body on the floor. Maryland Heights, Montana, not from Maryland, as you would think. He comes in, moves right to the down low spot, and a turnover coming the other way as losing the basketball was Anderson. All the way down will come Trenton Gibson. Extra pass. Hodnett, corner three is short, no good. Rebound is pulled in by Brannigan. Coming the other way, here are the Eagles. All the way down. Bush is able to save it as it's knocked out of the hand of Anderson. Rises up for two, no good. Anderson offensive rebound. He goes up strong off the glass, but just spins out, won't fall. But another offensive rebound from Henderson. His layup won't fall. As Carson-Newman just, I don't even know what happened there, but 3 missed shots under the basket. And it will be Pioneer basketball as it's knocked out of bounds. Missed opportunity there for the Eagles. Smith over to Gibson as the Pioneers set up their offense. Dylan Smith thought about the long distance three. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take 1 or 2 against the zone. Keaston Brown outside off the screen from Mitchell. Cuts in between a couple defenders and then loses his footing and may have hurt himself a bit there as he's a little gimpy. Might have just hurt that hamstring just a little bit, and he's pulling at it, stretching at it, and trying to hide it from the coaching staff as he stays in, but still got his hand on it. Actually, it's not really his hamstring, it's more of a hip. Carson-Newman's ball off the turnover. Brannigan with it, swings it over into the hands of Trent Davis, all the way to the basket. Maybe going for an alley-oop there, but it's knocked away from Henderson, and the Pioneers will swing it and bring it up. Gibson to Smith. Dylan Smith up top, backs out, resets to Brown. Pioneers just moving it around. They're looking for an opening in the zone. Mitchell right there in that zone sweet spot. Short corner, a little bit behind the backboard. 10 seconds on the shot clock. A lot of contact between Brown and between Reese Anderson. And Anderson will get called for the foul. And we'll have our first media timeout. Timeout on the floor, 15:45 to play in our opening half of basketball. And we're all tied up at 2. Back right after this as you're listening to Pioneer Basketball here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
My name is Trent Gibson. I play
Arena
basketball here,
media
and I'm a
timeout
sophomore.
in a 2-2 ball game. Both teams have struggled to find their offense. For Tusculum, it's trying to find an opening in the zone. For Carson-Newman, it's just putting the ball in the basket. Had 3 shots at basically a layup and couldn't get it to fall. All tied up at 2 as Tariq Jenkins, still recovering from his injury, is back and ready to check into the ballgame for the first time tonight. For the Pioneers, Keith Brown fadeaways, fouled, I believe, before the shot. Foul called on E.J. Bush. Tyreek Jenkins will come into the ball game for Keyston Brown as he'll exit and head to the bench. And he says to go see the trainer. They want to check out on that hip or whatever's bothering him on the lower body. As Tyreek Jenkins into the ball game. Handoff to Mitchell. He cuts underneath, and I believe, I thought they may call a travel there, but it was because he got pushed. Foul called on Dima Bykov. A Russian called for his first. Team foul number 3 on Carson-Newman. So Pioneers will again inbound underneath their own basket. They'll get it in to Brandon Mitchell, this time right in front of the Carson-Newman bench on the right wing. Tyreek Jenkins with it up top, looking for Gibson, who curls around a screen. Frees up Mitchell by himself underneath. Mitchell jab, down, double team comes from behind, in trouble, kind of in no man's land. Somehow is able to get it to Hodnett with 3 on the shot clock. Pulls up on a handoff to Gibson. Gibson's shot won't fall. Rebound pulled in by the Eagles. Reese Anderson up top, pulls up his dribble. Hands it off into the hands of Davis. Quickly back up top. Carson-Newman moving it around well. They go to the left wing into the hands of Davis. Davis just steps back wide open, fires the 3, but it's no good. So rebound. Oh, it's pulled in by Gibson. And Gibson sort of flies into the crowd a little, and I believe he's saying he got just a little bump there. Substitution into the game for Carson-Newman is going to come is going to come Bryant Thomas, 6'9" sophomore from Charlotte, checks into the ball game. More size for these Carson-Newman Eagles. Up top is Brannigan for Carson-Newman. He goes to Bykov, who swings it over into the hands of Trip Davis. Brannigan with it up top. Good ball movement from Carson-Newman. Both teams passing the ball well, just not finding the basket. Brannigan catches, ready to shoot, but hand right in his face. 5 on the shot clock. Ball's free, turnover. Caleb Hodnett takes it away, and we'll get it to Mitchell, who then finds Trenton Gibson, who will set up the offense. Hodnett sits, fires 3, no good. Strong rebound pulled in by Bryant Thomas, just into the ball game. using that size and wingspan to pull that ball right from the Raptors here from Pioneer Arena. Carson-Newman still moving around, still looking for an offense. Brannigan fakes the pass, fires the three, no good. Gibson takes it at its peak. He's not 6'9", but he jumps up there and he takes it now on the pull-up. Smith just trying to find some offense. His shot off the dribble is no good. Coming the other way is Carson-Newman. I mean, somebody's eventually got to score, right? 2-2. 13:40 left to play. Anderson, high elbow to Thomas. Thomas on the drive, skips it corner. Brannigan, he wants three. That one's short, no good. Ball tipped up by Hodnett into the hands of Mitchell. Gibson moves for the Pioneers. Trenton Gibson stutters, gets it up to Tyreek Jenkins. Jenkins will slow things down. 6'2" senior out of Riverdale, Georgia. Missed some time with injury this season. Back still getting used to game action after missing a few games. His one-handed floater shot is no good. And we got a couple of substitutions checking into the ball game. Pioneers will bring in a pair of subs. Zach Dixon, freshman out of Charlotte, into the ball game. And also into the game will come Justin Mitchell, 6'5" freshman out of Lexington, Kentucky. Also into the ball game for Carson-Newman will come Caleb Wallace, 6'5" freshman from Atlanta. And into the ball game will come Jalen McGill, transfer from UNC Charlotte, from Charlotte, 6'2" junior, into the ball game. So 3 substitutions for Carson-Newman, 3 substitutions for Tusculum, and 1 extra player on the floor. They get him off, and we're set to play. Carson-Newman basketball. Reese Anderson will set up the offense. Into the hands up top to Bryant Thomas. Thomas in a little bit of trouble, swings it back to Anderson. Anderson holds it high above his head, moves it around. Just firing a three here from the top. It's no good from Caleb Wallace. Rebound is pulled in by the Pioneers, because also into the ball game is Big Cam King, 6'9", senior out of London, England. Didn't see him check in. Don't know how I missed that, but he's in the ball game for the Pioneers. Gibson, head fake, behind the back pass into the corner. Back over to Gibson. Gibson on the drive, stops his feet, swings it out. Corner three is up on the way and knocked down by Zach Dixon. 6'2" freshman off the bench, comes into the game to do just that. Knocked down a big three, break this tie, 5-2. Pioneers jump on top of the Eagles. Carson-Newman with the basketball. Anderson right at the top, looking right at that free throw line, but will hand it off to Jalen McGill. McGill will swing it over, opposite side wing, drive inside, charge is called, as on the drive, just extending that off arm is Richard Henderson, and Henderson called for the offensive foul. That'll go as a turnover as well on Carson-Newman. So the Pioneers will take it. Now a little full court pressure. 2-2-1 look, full court from Carson-Newman. Jenkins back over to Gibson. Gibson comes across. The defense not trapping, really just trying to slow down the Pioneers. They don't put a lot of pressure on. Jenkins cuts in on a screen, gives it up to Gibson. Looking down low for Cam King. Cam King says, no, I'm good. Not yet. They move it around. On the drive, Dixon. Dixon slick pass, opposite corner. Gibson three, no good. High rebound is pulled in by Mitchell, but Mitchell's blocked. And Carson-Newman will push. Good hands by Gibson. It's still coming the other way. And then we got a ton of contact as trying to cut in was a Carson-Newman defender, and that's Reese Anderson. And man, his head hit that floor pretty hard. And timeout on the floor. Media timeout here as we're under 12. 11:26 to play in a defensive game. It is Tusculum 5, Carson-Newman 2, as we're back right after this, as you're listening to Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers.
Pioneers basketball out of the under 12 timeout. 5-2. Pioneers leading. Both teams struggling to really find any good looks at the basket here in this game. Both teams playing good defense as now back into that zone look is Carson-Newman. Moving around well quickly is Tusculum, and they found an opening. Zach Dixon, another three off the bench for the Pioneers. 8-2. Dixon off the bench. Knocks down the three. He's got 6 points off the bench for the Pioneers. Beautiful spin move underneath by Carson-Newman by Wallace. A mid-range jump shot pulled up and knocked down by Jalen McGill as he fakes the corner three, pulls up from right around the elbow, and banks it in. Don't see that shot a lot in basketball anymore, but right now you just have to take something, whatever you're given, because it's going to be a defensive matchup, at least here in the early going. Jenkins moves it over into the hands of Mitchell. Back over to Jenkins. Jenkins off the screen from Cam King. Good ball movement. Pulls up. Short range jump shot. Will not fall from Justin Mitchell. Offensive rebound pulled in. A reverse layup. Up and good. Beautiful play by Justin Mitchell. Got the rebound and went reverse for the 2 points. 10-4 Pioneers. Trey Smith, the 6-foot freshman, into the ball game for Carson-Newman. And ball knocked out of bounds by the Pioneers as we got substitution into the ball game. Back in will come Dima Bykov, big man out of Moscow, Russia. Also back into the ball game is going to come E.J. Bush. And they're going to sneak in one more substitution here as Trip Davis checks back in for Carson-Newman. 13 on the shot clock as the Carson-Newman player reminded me. I think he was talking to his teammate, but he looked right at me. Good ball movement from Carson-Newman, and I believe right on the corner is Trey Smith. He steps on the out-of-bounds line. It's a turnover. 9:50 to play here in this first half. 10-4, Pioneers with the lead. Carson-Newman shooting 1 of 12 from the field. Pioneers can't say too much. They're 4 of 15. But they have hit 2 3-pointers, both from Dixon off the bench. Great shooting off the bench from Dixon. And the Pioneers will look to do that again. They're going to use their ball movement here on the switch. Swing it over. This three is on the way. That one left just short. No good. Offensive rebound put back is no good. And then another way is Cam King. Big senior out of London gets the rebound and puts it up and in. Justin Mitchell had the first rebound and put back, but it is no good. Cleaning up the mess the second time was Cameron King. On the drive all the way to the basket. 3-point play for Trip Davis. And that might get the Carson-Newman offense going just a bit. Foul called on Justin Mitchell. Trip Davis just hit the gas and takes it right to the basket. Back into the ballgame for Carson-Newman will come 6'3" sophomore Luke Brannigan out of Greenville, South Carolina. On the floor right at that last media timeout for the Tusculum Pioneers is Dyquavius Wilkins, 6'5" freshman out of Greenville, North Carolina, as the free throw is up and good from Davis. 12-7, Pioneers with the lead here in this one. Jenkins going to take this one right at Bykov. High off the glass, can't get it to go. Rebound is pulled in by Davis, and then trying to get a steal. Jenkins was in front, and right behind him was Wilkins, and they're going to get Wilkins for the foul. Trying to trap him right in front of his own bench, and just a little handsy there, trying to get the steal. And it's a foul call. Team foul number 4 on the Pioneers with under 9 to play here in our first half. High post, E.J. Bush going to take it right in. Fake, get the shot up, and a foul's called. Almost another 3-point play, but it'll be 2 fouls for E.J. Bush as he'll head to the free throw line. Foul called, I believe, again on Wilkins. It is Nyquavius Wilkins called for his second foul in about 15 seconds. And Trenton Gibson will check back into this game after a couple minutes on the bench. Free throw for E.J. Bush is up on the way. This one no good off the back iron. Bush hit his first 2 free throws. Misses that one. Now 2 of 3 in the ballgame as Wilkins heads to the bench after picking up his second foul. Trenton Gibson back in for the Pioneers. Second free throw up. Free throw is good from E.J. Bush with 3 points now in the ballgame. 12-8. Pioneers with the lead. Trenton Gibson comes down. He's guarded closely by Brannigan. Swings it over on the left side. Gets it into the hands of Jenkins. Jenkins pulls up at the elbow. Back over to King. King goes over into the hands of Gibson off the screen. Swings it out to the left wing. Handoff design play for Dixon. And we're going to back out with Zach Dixon. Comes off the screen. May look for another 3. He's going to drive inside. Kick it out to the corner. Tyreek Jenkins wants 3. No good. I don't think it hit the rim, though. So King gets the offensive board, but had it on the backside of the rim. Had really no look at a shot. And shot clock violation, turnover called on Tusculum. We'll have a quick late substitution here as Cam King will exit. Back in will come Brandon Mitchell for the Pioneers. 8:18 to play in our opening half of play. Carson-Newman's got a chance to cut this to a 1-point lead possibly here. A little handoff play to Brannigan. Brannigan looking to get the ball to a teammate as he picked it up. They connect with Trip Davis. Davis on the drive. Back to Brannigan. Swings it over to the hands of Trey Smith. Trey Smith fading away. Sends it to Bush in the corner. Bush steps back to Smith. Smith fading 3. No good. Rebound is pulled in by Justin Mitchell. Tyreek Jenkins, beautiful ball handling, trying to clear up some space, but he's D'd up nicely by Trey Smith. And a reset up top as the Pioneers will set up a half-court offense. Jenkins, in and out move. Off a screen. Elbow. Floater, no good. On rebound, up again, good. Tyreek Jenkins doing it himself. The ball handling. Off the screen, the drive. Misses the first one. Offensive rebound, put back good. Ball deflected by the Pioneers out of bounds. And that'll take us to a short break. After the Tyreek Jenkins miss and put back, Pioneers with the lead. 7:23 to play in the first half. It's Tusculum 14, Carson-Newman 8. We're back right after this as you're listening to Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingles has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
Welcome back to Pioneer Arena. It is 14-8, Tusculum leading Carson-Newman. And 12 of Tusculum's 14 have come from players off the bench. Tyreek Jenkins played well. Zach Dixon come off the bench with 2 really immediate three-pointers. So 12 of the 14 from bench players as the starters back in now for the Pioneers. They'll look to get going after they now come off the bench. Davis goes down low, pick and roll, down play, looking for something underneath. Shot is no good from Henderson. Pioneers will move it the other way. Tyreek Jenkins with it up top. Comes over on the left side and will set up the offense off a screen from Mitchell. Drives in, gives it up. Dylan Smith fakes the 3. And Coach J.T. Burton wanted him to pull the trigger there and fire the shot. Tyreek Jenkins, a little hesitation move. Layup off the glass, no good. Mitchell wanted a tip slam, but then was worried it was still on the cylinder. So has to come back down with it. Goes up and gets it pinned off the glass and then taken away from him underneath. And here will come Carson-Newman as they go down low. Beautiful pass right underneath to Richard Henderson, who puts it up and in for the Carson-Newman Eagles. 14-10, Pioneers still with the lead. Carson-Newman finding their offense just a bit better, though, here in this last couple of minutes. Gibson off a screen from Caleb Hodnett. Gives it up to Brandon Mitchell. Back over to Tyreek Jenkins. Jenkins off the screen with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Down low to Mitchell. Mitchell turns up. And is he fat? No, he's a travel. Brandon Mitchell called for the travel, and it's another turnover on the Pioneers. Substitution here as Tyreek Jenkins will check out. Looks like everything's all right with Keyston Brown. He pulled up a little bit, favoring his hip, I believe. But he's all right. And back into the ball game at point guard for the Pioneers. Carson-Newman's basketball trailing by 4, 5:55 left in our first half. Short little shot from around the elbow is no good by Trent Davis. And then the rebound put in by the Pioneers, and I believe knocked out of bounds by Carson-Newman. So Tusculum will keep possession. No inbound, set up their offense with Trenton Gibson in at point guard. Up top is Gibson. Gibson over to Dylan Smith. Moving the ball around. That's how the Pioneers have found good shots. A lot of good ball movement. Off the dribble, a lot of stuff's not worked. Gibson, though, says, I'll show you. Drives right to the basket. Beautiful touch on the ball and spins it off the glass up and in. 16-10 as Bush drives and kicks to the corner. Pump fake on the shot by Zalian Pillar as he's into the ball game for the first time for Carson-Newman. 6'3" sophomore out of Charlotte and used to play here at Tusculum. Drive to the basket by Trent Davis is rejected off the glass. Mitchell, that's a revenge block as his shot got pinned off the glass not too long ago. Gibson, little pick and roll play to Mitchell. Mitchell goes under the rim. Reverse layup is up and good. And a timeout called by Carson-Newman. We'll take it. We'll return to you here in 30 seconds as the Pioneers take the lead. It's 18-10.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
So after the Pioneers get on a quick little run, Carson-Newman wants to shut that down fast. Call a timeout. 18-10. Pioneers leading the Eagles. Just under 5 minutes to play in our first half. Couple substitutions as Brannigan back in for the Pioneers. They set up their offense, swing it over into the hands of E.J. Bush. Bush back over to Brannigan. Brannigan drive. Little communication issues. Two players run into each other for Carson-Newman. Trip Davis just takes it himself, hangs in the air, one-handed shot up and good. Trip Davis to the free throw line and gets the shot up at its peak and through. 18-12. Pioneers with the lead. Gibson on the drive. Step back off the screen. No look at a shot, though. He'll reverse, pull up. Beautiful little move there by Gibson just inside the three-point line. Top of the key. Puts it up and in. Does Trenton Gibson. Can score, can pass, can rebound, can defend. Multi-tool player for the Pioneers. Just a sophomore. Bykov with it for Carson-Newman. They get it down low as Bush spins. Makes a little contact with Gibson to clear him out of the way and lays it up and in. Beautiful play down underneath as Carson-Newman now starting to find offense a little bit better here these last couple of minutes. They went through a 2-minute stretch where they scored well, 2-minute where they didn't, and now back to a 2-minute where they're doing a bit better. No coach would like them to be a bit more consistent. Gibson, speaking of consistency, tries another shot right from inside that three-point line. This one on target, but rolls out no good. Rebound pulled in by Carson-Newman coming the other way. Swing it over to Brannigan. Brannigan's no-look pass to Bush. Bush hangs, thought about the shot, gives it up to Brannigan. Brannigan's three is off the mark, no good. Bykov rebound, put back in. Timmy Bykov with a nice offensive rebound and put back underneath. 20-16, and with Bykov in the game, looks like Coach Burton wants to match him with Cam King as he comes to the scorer's table for the Pioneers. Dylan Smith, long floater, will not fall. Rebound pulled in by Trip Davis, who will take it himself. He may go coast to coast. No, he'll drop it off. Inside, hanging in the air is Bush. Bush can't get it to go. Offensive rebound and putback is put in. I believe that was Bykoff again with the putback. And a timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. Return right after this. 2:53 to play here in our opening half. It's Tusculum 20, Carson-Newman 18 as you're listening to Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network. Pioneers moving the basketball around out of the media timeout as Carson-Newman's cut it to 2. It's 20-18. Tusculum with the lead. Spot up 3, no good by Gibson. Cam King gets the offensive rebound. And then as he backs it out, he collides with Luke Brannigan, who's called for the foul. Team foul number 6 on Carson-Newman, so 1 away from the penalty situation. Still with 2:24 left to play in our first half. Trenton Gibson will inbound up long to Cam King. King working the handoff with Gibson. Gibson will have it. Smith comes off a screen. Thought about the 3 off the curl, but good defense with hand right in his face. They swing it to Gibson, down low to King. King, turn, face up, swings it. Brown, 3 is up and no good. Rebound pulled in by Brannigan. Carson-Newman's bench comes alive off that miss and a good defensive set. Beautiful play right to the basket. What a move by Caleb Wallace. 6'5" freshman out of Atlanta goes right at Cam King, changes hands in the air, but coming the other way, Dylan Smith will end all the oohs and ahs as he drills a 3. 6'2" senior from Lexington from downtown makes this back to a 3-point game. 23-20. Pioneers with the lead. 90 seconds left here in our first half. Down low, double team comes from Tusculum. They swing it out. Wallace goes for 3 for Carson-Newman and knocks it down. Caleb Wallace with the oohs and ahs underneath the basket. And now the 3 to put Carson-Newman, or tie the ball game. Forgot Tusculum just hit a 3. Knotted up at 23 with 1:10 left to play. Dylan Smith down low to Hodnett. Hodnett backs down, bodies up, and got the shot up as there's contact. Ball was blocked, but there's a foul going against Caleb Wallace. Beautiful athleticism underneath the basket. Beautiful three-point bomb, and then, get the foul on the other end. To the free throw line will go Caleb Hodnett, wrapping up an excellent career with the Tusculum Pioneers. Senior night coming up on Saturday. Hodnett, one of the players that will be celebrated, as the first free throw is up and good. From the Kentucky native out of Adolphus, Kentucky. Played at Aaron Academy. Cam King out back into the ball game. Looks like we'll have a 4-guard set with Brown, Jenkins, Smith, and Gibson all in for this final 107. Hodnett's second free throw, nothing but the nylon, as the Pioneers will jump up by 2, 25-23, 1 minute to play in our first half of basketball. Trip Davis off the screen, takes it all the way in, switches hands on the floater, but the offensive rebound and putback is up and good by the big man, Bryant Thomas. 6'9", sophomore goes up and gets it. And then the putback, a little bit of contact and a foul call, and it's a 3-point play opportunity for Bryant Thomas. Foul going against Caleb Hodnett down low for the Pioneers. Free throw, three-point play, not converted. Rebound pulled down by Trenton Gibson. He'll get it to Tyreek Jenkins. He'll set up the offense. Four-guard look here as they'll just kind of move Trenton Gibson to that forward position. He can do that, play anywhere on the floor. Smith off a screen from Hodnett. Step backs at the elbow, gives it up to Gibson, back over to Jenkins. Jenkins off a screen, looks down low, not there, up top to Hodnett. Hodnett to Brown. Brown off the screen quickly, back over to Hodnett with the pick and pop, but that three left short. And rebound pulled in by Carson-Newman with a chance to take the lead here in this final 20 seconds. Shot clock turned off, and Carson-Newman will hold likely for one final shot. No, they're going to call just a quick timeout. We'll keep it here during what will be just a quick 30-second timeout to draw up a play. As they're going to look. They're going to look just to draw something up. Take the lead heading into the locker room. Neither team shooting lights out. 30% from the field is Tusculum. 36% is Carson-Newman. 1 of 7 from 3 is Carson-Newman, so Pioneers have an advantage there. They've hit 3 three-pointers and still getting good production from their bench. They've went to mostly starters here these last 6 or so minutes. Tyreek Jenkins back into the ball game for the Pioneers here over the last 3 minutes. The lone bench player in, and now they'll bring Kim King back in to add some size down low. So Brannigan will try to get this ball, or excuse me, Wallace will try to get the ball into Brannigan. He'll hand it back off to Caleb Wallace, who will set up the offense. Might try to go a little isolation here against Gibson. Don't feel like that's a good idea, though, against a defender like Gibson. 6 seconds on the clock, still a half court. Here will go Wallace on down right at Gibson. Step back. 1 second, stripped by Jenkins. And as we said, if you're going to run an isolation play, may not want to do it against Trenton Gibson. That's how we end the first half of play. We are all tied up. It's Tusculum 25, Carson-Newman 25. Halftime stats coming up for you on the other side of the break as you're listening to Tusculum Pioneer Basketball here on the Pioneer Sports Network, 95.5 Jewel FM WSMG.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
So much of life these days is rushing around from one place to another. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the journey on the way to the destination. And part of what makes it a little more enjoyable is an appreciation for the folks who help you get there. At Ingalls, we know that the people who send you on your way are the same ones who keep you coming back.
I think you should take it for a spin. Are you serious?
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
My name is Trenton Gibson. I play basketball here and I'm a sophomore. I chose Tusculum because of the family atmosphere that's given. As soon as I walked on campus, I was embraced. And also just because of the academics. I feel like I'm pushed every day to be my best.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingalls has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can. And then they push harder, because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division 2. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division 2, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for. Because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division 2, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingalls, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors?
Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have you anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
let's get you to that wedding.
A curveball is that much more satisfying.
I got the flowers!
When you knock it out of the park.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
So when the plan goes out the window and improvisation becomes the order of the day, just remember, that's where the best of memories are made.
All right, they're ready for us.
True story. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Hi, my name is Nicole McMillan, and I played soccer here, and I currently run cross country and track and field. And why I chose Tusculum is definitely because of the coaching staff, but also the faculty in general. Everyone just makes you feel like a family. You walk around campus, you see familiar faces, and it's like a home away from home.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do. and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County and you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
From the first day, we looked around each other and we said, we gotta go make things happen this year.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with us.
Back here at Pioneer Arena, Pack the Arena night has been a success in terms of a great crowd. The women got a nice second half performance and a big win against Carson-Newman. And now the men will look to do the same. Tied up at 25 as we begin half number 2. Cody Gwynn in for Brian Satan here with coverage of Pioneer basketball tonight. Game station engineer back in studio, Nathan Humbert with you for coverage of Pioneer basketball. Only one home game left after this. So a lot of fans soaking in some of their final home moments with some of these Pioneers before they head into tournament time come March. Carson-Newman will begin the half with the basketball as they'll look to take the lead. Pass deflected and stolen away as Brandon Mitchell will take it away. And Trenton Gibson will get it instead of the offense. Pass deflected out of the hand, I believe, Reese Anderson, right into the hands of Mitchell. And now the Pioneers will look to take first lead of the second half. Off the screen will come Trenton Gibson. He picks up his dribble and a little bit of trouble, gives it to Mitchell, and then hands it off to Gibson. Gibson tippy toes, make sure he doesn't step on that baseline, drives inside all the way down, hangs in the air, king of the shot to fall, rebound pulled in by the 6'10 Russian, Timmy Bykov. Swinging around, three-point shot from Brannigan, couldn't find his shot in the first half, and now he misses his first shot of the second half. And off the miss, Brannigan goes airborne to try to take the shot or try to get the rebound. And there's a foul called on Brannigan. And Coach Chuck Benson does not like that on the Carson-Newman bench. As Brannigan picks up his second foul, first foul of the half on Carson-Newman. That's a tough one. Never like you dive on the floor and scrape up the arms and legs, and then they call you for a foul, even though you really didn't touch anybody. Nonetheless, works out for the Pioneers because it'll be their basketball. Off the dribble goes Gibson in a little bit of trouble, bounces it over to Brown. Brown comes off one, then comes off a second screen. Inside, stops, swings it to Smith. Smith step back for two on the way, good. Dylan Smith, clean shot off the step back, gets it to go. 27-25, Pioneers jump on top. Anderson picks up his dribble in a little bit of trouble, gets it over to Trip Davis. Davis up top to Bush, back over to Brannigan. Brannigan back into the heads of Trip Davis. battling down low, and I think they're going to get Mitchell for a foul here as he sort of wrapped up Bykoff. And it is foul called on Braden Mitchell. Ref caught him with, I think, both hands wrapped around the waist of Bykoff. Mitchell, a big guy at 6'9", but 6'10", 250. Bykoff's got a little bit of size on the tall and slender Mitchell. Brannigan with the ball, gets it up to the short corner. Now up top to Davis. Trip Davis drives inside right at Brown. Brown battling for the basketball, and he's called for the foul. Keyston Brown got his hand stuck in the mix. It looked like he had his hand wrapped around the ball. But they're going to get him for a foul. The rest being a lot more touchy here in this second half. Inbound right into the wing, and now back up top to Reese Anderson, who sets up the offense for Carson-Newman. Brannigan with it, guarded closely by Keyston Brown. Down low, inside. Anderson goes up, drops it off to Bykoff, and puts it up and in. Beautiful dish by Reese Anderson, and finished by Bykoff underneath. Back tied at 27. Dylan Smith off the Brandon Mitchell screen. Free throw line, jump shot on the way, good. Right when it left his hands, Mitchell started talking, or excuse me, Smith started talking. Knew that was going down, and it does. Back to a 2-point lead for Carson-Newman. Brannigan tries to hand it off. Doesn't work out. Right back to it, though, will go Anderson, losing his own dribble. Swings over to Bush. Bush drives inside, rejected by Brandon Mitchell, but right back to sender. Carson-Newman will have it with 8 on the shot clock. Bush fakes on Mitchell. This time puts the shot high up in the air, and too high as he can't get it to go. And out of bounds, Pioneers will take possession. Quick substitution for Carson-Newman. Richard Henderson, 6'6" junior, back into the ballgame. Played a little bit at Austin Peay, and then transferred here to Carson-Newman. He's in the ballgame for the Eagles. 29-27, Pioneers with the lead. Gibson left side up to Smith. Smith off his screen. He's going to look for another shot. And again, he's hot. Dylan Smith off the screen. Knocks down another one. 31-27, 6 points in the half. Here in these first 3 minutes for Dylan Smith. Filling it for the Pioneers. Drive by Anderson. Trying to get the ball down low. He does so. And there's a ton of contact and a charge called on Richard Henderson, who just plowed through Brown. Anderson does not like that call. He caught that ball clean, took a hard dribble, and runs through Keyston Brown, and he's called for the charge. Tusculum's basketball as they'll look to build on this lead, and you know who they're trying to get the ball to is going to be Dylan Smith. He's going to have a screen set for him by Hodnick. Comes across it, catch, fake. Off the screen, and he's going to back out. Off the screen, he's going to go for 3. Oh, and almost got another one. That one no good, but rebound put in by Brandon Mitchell. Smith over to Hodnick as the Pioneers will have another possession. Gibson will set things up top for the Pioneers off the dribble. He'll drive in, then step back out. Drive in again, hang in the air, right at some contact. Late foul is going to be called on Reese Anderson. This will put Trenton Gibson on the free throw line. Anderson is called for his third. Team foul number 3 into the free throw line. For the Pioneers will go Trenton Gibson. Gibson's first free throw is up on the way. This one is good. Trenton Gibson, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in the game. Couple substitutions for Carson-Newman. Bryant Thomas, 6'9" sophomore, back in. And Caleb Wallace, athletic 6'5" freshman out of Atlanta, checks back in for Carson-Newman. Gibson's second free throw is up and good. And Pioneers see their lead trimmed down just a bit, 33-27. Tusculum still with the advantage, though, here. 4 minutes played into our second half. Pass to the elbow. Brannigan with it, looking for a cutter. Nothing there, though. Stolen away. Here will come the Pioneers. Gibson on the move all the way down, right at the contact. And there's no foul called. And there's more contact that time than on the last foul called. And the ball is and it's out of bounds. Carson-Newman basketball. And we will have a timeout on the floor. Under 16 to play. Pioneers with the lead. It's Tusculum 33, Carson-Newman 27. Back right after this as you're listening to coverage of Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.
family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus? What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Welcome back here to Pioneer Arena as Tusculum's had a great start to the second half, an 8-2 run to begin. Half number 2, 33-27 our score. Carson-Newman scored 18 of their 27 in the paint. But right now, just moving the ball. It seems like Pioneers getting tips, deflections everywhere. And now they'll put their defense on as Carson-Newman will see what they have coming out of the timeout on the floor. Into the ball game for Carson-Newman, Zillian Pillar. Again, former Tusculum player, now playing for Carson-Newman. They go down low, drive and kick. Pillar looking for a three. That's up, and that's good. Zalian Pillar, 6'3" sophomore, knocks it down. 33-30. Lead cut to 3. Pioneers on top. Gibson with the basketball. Gets it up to Mitchell. Mitchell skip pass over into the hands of Brown. Brown drives, Gibson for 3 on the way. Front rim, no good. Rebound pulled in by Caleb Wallace. Wallace will push for the Eagles. No look pass. Should have looked and actually gets super lucky as Trenton Gibson volleyballs it right into the hands of Bush, and Bush can't knock down the shot. Trenton Gibson comes the other way for the Pioneers. Off a screen from Mitchell. Bounce pass over to Keyston Brown. Freshman drives, gives it back up to the sophomore Gibson. Picks up his dribble in a little bit of trouble. Hands it off to Dylan Smith, who's hot. 11 points in the game. 6 in this second half. Tries to get it down low to Mitchell. Mitchell is bumped and fouled on Carson-Newman. Foul called against Bryant Thomas. Team foul number 4 on Carson-Newman. Pioneers win down underneath their own basket. Off a screen will come Smith. Nothing there, though. He'll back it back out, though. Get it right around half court. Not really towards half court, towards the logo, the big logo here at half court. Gibson, skip pass to Brown. Brown fakes the pass in the air, frees up some space, fires a 3, no good. Mitchell battling, able to save it to Gibson. Great hustle, bounces it over to Dylan Smith. See what Smith does off the dribble. Swings over to Brown. Brown loses his footing, and last time he lost his footing, he got hurt a little. This time, a little bit sore. Actually, I think he's just upset with himself for almost falling. And we got a foul called, I think, on Mitchell. That'll be Brandon Mitchell's 3rd as he's trying to battle for that rebound, and a couple subs, and they're not going to give it to him. So it will be Carson-Newman basketball with Jenkins and King preparing to enter the game. Wallace going to take this one all the way to the cup, but got worried about Mitchell and those long arms. No good. Pioneers come the other way. Drive by Gibson. Ooh, crosses his hand over and drops him. Drive by Brown. Gives it up to Smith. Smith, 3. Good. Dylan Smith was hot early. Cooled off a bit, but the flame's still there as he drills a 3. 14 points in the game for Dylan Smith. 36-30. Pioneers with the lead. 13:35 to play in the half. Brannigan has to go up high for the catch. Resets up top, 10 on the shot clock. Picks up the dribble, gives it up into the hands of Thomas. Thomas over to Pillar. Pillar on the drive, step back, 3, up on the way, no good. Can't get the friendly roll. Strong rebound put in by Caleb Hodnick. Gibson coming the other way. Beautiful pass to Mitchell, and Mitchell changes directions in the air and touches it off the glass. 38-30. Beautiful pass from Gibson. Beautiful finish by Brandon Mitchell. Under 13 to play in the game, 38-30. Pioneers with the lead. Deflection, another turnover. Dylan Smith coming the other way, lays it up and in. Pioneers clicking right now as they jump up by 10. Dylan Smith is hot. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it and return right after this. 12:41 to play in the game. It's Tusculum 40, Carson-Newman 30 as you're listening to coverage of Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network. We welcome you back here to Pioneer Arena as Dylan Smith's getting cleaned up. Had just a little bit of water on his jersey, and they're going to get that cleaned up. It will be Carson-Newman basketball out of the timeout as Tusculum's on a nice little run. 7-0 run here in the last minute. Outscored Carson-Newman 15-5 so far in the half as Carson-Newman's not scored in nearly 3 minutes. They'll look to end that on this trip. They go down low into the hands of Caleb Wallace. Fade away. Oh, actually a beautiful dish to the cutting pillar who lays it up underneath the basket. Beautiful pass in midair. 40-32. Cuts it back under 10. Pioneers with the lead. Pioneers with the basketball. Gibson to Dylan Smith, who's had a hot hand. That time, though, maybe thought about the shot. Lost the basketball. Coming the other way is Trip Davis. Davis for Carson-Newman. Hands it off to Wallace. Wallace crosses up on Jenkins. Jenkins stands stuck to him like glue. And, man, we got a wet spot on the floor, and it's got a few guys here tonight, and slow to get up. Slow to get up is going to be Jalen McGill, and he hit the deck hard, sliding through. Timeout on the floor, under 12 to play. We're back after this. Tusculum leads Carson-Newman 40-32 as you're listening to Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network. Back here at Pioneer Arena, it is 40-32. Tusculum leading Carson-Newman. Under 12 minutes to play in the game. Tusculum's basketball looking to extend that lead back to double digits. As they got it with Tyreek Jenkins right now on the left side. Smith up top, back over to Gibson, right wing. Off the screen from King, drives down, long skip pass, able to save it is Dylan Smith, who's had the hot hand, and he'll have to go ISO here, hang in the air, three. Man, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. as Dylan Smith with the shot clock running down, takes flight and drills it. 43-32. Big time three from Dylan Smith, who's got 19 points in the game. Long three, answered right back by Caleb Wallace. 6'5" freshman from Atlanta, puts it up and in for Carson-Newman, 43-35. Smith had a screen, chooses to pass out of it, give it up to Jenkins, back over to Gibson. Gibson is fouled hard, going for the steal by Caleb Wallace. Second foul by Wallace, I believe. Foul called against Carson-Newman. Team foul number 5 on the Eagles. Trying to hear Chuck Benson had a complaint over on the Carson-Newman bench. Ball's on deaf ears, though, as it will be Pioneers basketball. Trenton Gibson with it. We'll give it back to Tariq Jenkins. Good to see Jenkins back on the floor. Missed some games with injury. Keystone Brown done a great job in place, and they're actually now bringing Jenkins off the bench, and don't know if that's a permanent thing or just while he's fully healed or waiting until he's fully healed. Jenkins drives in, gives it up to Smith. Smith in a little bit of trouble, pulls it back to Jenkins, got a fire. Jenkins does fire, back rail no good. King nearly gets the rebound, and hustling after it is going to be Zach Dixon. He gets the rebound, and then there is a collision with Dixon and Brown, and I believe a couple other players over there. Jalen McGill, Caleb Wallace. I mean, it's just a collision. And the floor is slick, but now the man here is sweeping up the floor and keeping everything good. It's fine. It's just a slick floor. We've seen it in the girls' game as well. The women were sliding around as well. It's just a good floor condition, and everybody's slipping and sliding. That time, Dixon gets it, but he took a little bump, too. But they call it travel because his feet slid out from under him. Pillar, the sharpshooter, off the screen, swings it over to Caleb Wallace. Wallace drives in on Gibson. Right inside, hangs in the air, off the glass, no good. Rebound pulled in by Zach Dixon. Pioneers come the other way. Trenton Gibson over to Tariq Jenkins. Jenkins with it, crosses up, steps back, and a reset. Half-court offense being set up here by J.T. Burton, the Tusculum Pioneers. Beautiful pump fake by Gibson. Almost had a beautiful pass, and then it's kicked. And then Cam King was going to slam it, but I think he lost his footing a bit. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, though. Putback is there as the Pioneers will get 2 off that trip. 45-35, Pioneers with the lead. Under 10 to play here in our second half. Down low, up and under move. Cam King playing great defense with his body. Gets just a little out of position, able to get a shot up. And my goodness, 4, 5, 6 shots up on the putbacks, but never able to fall by Richard Henderson. All the way down will come Tariq Jenkins, and he can't get the shot to fall. There's a lot of contact there. All the way down will come Carson-Newman. Things get a bit sloppy now, down low, and Henderson can't get it to go, but he is fouled underneath and will head to the free throw line. Cam King called for the foul as things got sloppy on both ends. So to the free throw line will go Richard Henderson. I'm trying to keep an eye on the stats because, Carson-Newman missed, 6 shots on that last trip. Trying to tip it up and in. It just couldn't get it to fall. Now to the free throw line. Going to look to find a couple here from the stripe is Henderson, and the first one's up and good. 6'6" junior. Richard Henderson gets the first free throw to fall. 2 starters back in for Carson-Newman as Luke Brannigan's back in, and also back into the game is going to be Reese Anderson. We're also going to have a few substitutions on the Pioneer side of things. Keystone Brown back in, and also into the ball game for the Pioneers will come Justin Mitchell. 2 freshmen in as it'll be Dylan Smith and Trenton Gibson getting breathers here, likely for a big run down the end. Both free throws are good from Henderson and into the ball game. Another starter for Carson-Newman is E.J. Bush back in for the Pioneers. Tusculum basketball. Jenkins out there playing point. 9:05 left to play in the game. 45-37. Pioneers on top. Jenkins with it up top. Gives it up to Cam King. High above three-point line. Sets a screen all the way down. There's a ton of contact there. And it is a charge called on Zach Dixon. Yeah, it's on Zach Dixon. And Zach Dixon complaining that that restricted area is where the player was, and he took a hard fall and hit the ground. His mouthpiece came out, if that tells you anything. Charge called, though. It's a turnover on the Pioneers as Dixon's called for his first personal, team foul number 5 on the Tusculum Pioneers. 45-37. Tusculum with the lead. Carson-Newman with the ball. Davis in and out, hands it off to Bush. Bush back over to Brannigan. Brannigan with the pump fake, back over into the hands of Trent Davis. Davis going to pull up for 2, and the lefty gets it to go on the pull-up jumper. 45-39. Carson-Newman cuts into this lead with 8:20 to play in the game. Dixon swings back over to Tariq Jenkins, who will set up the offense for the Pioneers. He's going to go one-on-one with Trent Davis up top. Or excuse me, with Reese Anderson up top. Drive in, fake, bounce down low to King. King will work, turn, fire, good. Beautiful job by Kemp King using his length. Just lays it up and in. 47-39, under 8 in the game. Right to the high elbow. Bush with it for Carson-Newman, swings it back out to Trent Davis. Davis off the screen, swings it over on the left side. Looking for a good ball movement here. On the drive is Anderson, swings it over. Brannigan not able to find his offense in the ball game for Carson-Newman. Right to the middle of Bush. Bush, oh, they're gonna get a, are they gonna push off or a block? Oh, they're gonna get a blocking foul here. And he had his hand fully extended out, but they're calling that foul on the Pioneers against Justin Mitchell. Timeout on the floor as we're about at 7:30 to play. 7:36 to be exact left in the game. It's Tusculum 47, Carson-Newman 39. Back after this as you're listening to coverage of Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingles has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
Champions know.
Back here, it is packed the arena night at Pioneer Arena. And to the free throw line for Carson-Newman will go E.J. Bush, looking to cut into the Tusculum lead. And a friendly bounce off the back rim and through. 47-40. Our score, Tusculum with the lead, 7:36 to play in the game. Bush's second free throw is up. That one good. Much cleaner. Good. Counts nonetheless. 41-47. 47-41. Pioneers with the lead. Tariq Jenkins in there with Keyston Brown. Swings over to him. Off the screen will come Brown over to Jenkins. Trenton Gibson and Dylan Smith both getting breathers on the bench here currently for the Pioneers. So they'll have to find somewhere for some offense. How about Zach Dixon for 3? That won't fall. Great high-arcing rebound by Justin Mitchell. And a reset. Jenkins drives in. Floater from the elbow is no good, but he's bumped and fouled and will head to the free throw line. Foul called on Dima Bykov. As he is called for the foul, that's going to be number 2 on Bykov. And that is team foul number 6 on Carson-Newman. Actually, both teams with 6, so both teams will be in the penalty. Next foul called on either one. To the free throw line is Tariq Jenkins. First free throw is up and good for Jenkins. Missed a few games this season, but is actually the team's leading scorer in terms of stats with 13.9 per game. Gibson right behind him at 13.6. Not really a team that's got that big standout scorer. Really, every night a different guy can get it done. Second free throw is no good from Jenkins, and not able to get the rebound cleanly was Mitchell, and ball heads out of bounds. And it will be Carson-Newman basketball. 7 minutes left to play in our game. 48-41. Pioneers just maintaining their lead. They would like to get a few more offensive plays in and maybe try to extend the lead. And this time, just a great read by Tariq Jenkins. Hustles after it, not able to get the steal. And now it's a 5-on-4 for Carson-Newman if they hurry. And they drive right to the basket. And is rejected by Cam King. As he gets the big block, but there's too much contact, and Cam King is called for the foul. To the free throw line will return E.J. Bush. Just went 2 of 2 from the line. He'll look to add 2 more here for the Carson-Newman Eagles. Brandon Mitchell to the score table. He's going to enter this game here shortly. First free throw for Bush is up, and ooh, that one, oh, it's good. And man, he may want to come to Tusculum. He's got a couple nice rolls. I mean, shots that have just come out and then just somehow went back in. Cam King will exit the ball game. Couple substitutions. First one is Mitchell and Smith into the ball game for the Pioneers. And after Bush knocks down the second, back in will come Trenton Gibson. Trenton Gibson will head to the bench for the Pioneers. Justin Mitchell will stay out there with Trenton Gibson. Dylan Smith, game's leading scorer with 19 points. Keyston Brown still out there as well. Brandon Mitchell on the floor for the Pioneers. Ball movement here for the Pioneers as they spread it around. They get it to Trenton Gibson, who holds, lets the play develop. 10 now on the shot clock. They get it to Brown, rolls off. Got a great look at 3. This one up, will not fall. Rebound pulled in by E.J. Bush. Pioneers just not shooting the ball well, especially outside of Dylan Smith. 6:10 left to play in the game. Tusculum leading this one, 48-43. Double team comes on Bush. Ball poked free. He's able to recover. Then just tries to fire up a shot, hoping for a foul call. He doesn't get it. And here will come the Pioneers with numbers. They give it up all the way down. Ooh, beautiful skip style layup attempt by Justin Mitchell. And it's right there, but won't fall. And then sort of a tip drill opportunity for Mitchell. And he's fouled and heads to the free throw line. Foul called on Luke Brannigan. That's going to be number 3 on him, and that will put Carson-Newman over the limit. Nonetheless, this is a shooting foul, and to the line goes Brandon Mitchell. First free throw up and good. Brandon Mitchell, very talented 6'9" forward out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, a junior. Great rebounder and talented scorer down low. As he heads to the line, looking to convert his second free throw. This free throw is on the way up at the peak. Off the back rim, and he doesn't get the friendly roll. Rebound is pulled in by Brannigan. Carson-Newman basketball, trailing by 6. Reese Anderson with it up top. Has a screen on the right side from Bush. A nice screen, takes it right to the rack. Can't get it to go. And rebound pulled in will actually be fought for by Anderson. And then fought for by Mitchell, but he just couldn't pull it in cleanly out of bounds. Carson-Newman will keep possession. And into the ball game will return Caleb Hodnett. So Hodnett back in as he will come in for Justin Mitchell. So starters back on the floor for the Pioneers, possibly for this final stretch. 5.5 left to play in the game. Down low, Bush, beautiful spin move. Couldn't quite get the glass clean. Hits the back rim first, no good. And here will come Trenton Gibson. Gibson gets hit, no foul call, and he'll just back out and reset. Gibson up top, guarded closely by Luke Brannigan. He's got 3 fouls in the ballgame. Drive and kick to Keyston Brown. Brown's going to take this one all the way in. Pull up his dribble, drop it off to Gibson. Fade away shot is no good. Rebound fought for and pulled down by Bryant Thomas. Quickly coming the other way, Carson-Newman. Drive, Brannigan with the catch. Doesn't fire though. His shot's not been there. Now he's moving the ball. Double team right in the corner. And good job by Brandon Mitchell and Trenton Gibson. A perfect spot for the trap. Nowhere to go for E.J. Bush, and he tries to just pass out. Deflects off the hands, out of bounds. Carson-Newman will keep possession. Trying to get the ball inbounded. They'll inbound long to Brannigan, guarded closely by Keyston Brown. Brannigan face up, off a hard screen. Frees up just a bit. Down low, they'll get it to Bush. Bush will work on Hodnett. We'll back down with 6 on the shot clock. Kick it out to the corner. Jump shot is up. Jump shot is no good from Caleb Wallace, I believe. The shot was no good. It is. Rebound pulled in by the Pioneers. 9 rebounds in the game for Brandon Mitchell. And with it will be Trenton Gibson. Gibson. Smith. Hodnett. Back over to Gibson. And confusion on the Pioneer offense. They don't know what they're running. With 5 seconds on the shot clock, got to go. Gibson off a screen. Head fake, drives in, hangs in the air off the glass, and good. Wanted to be able to add 1 to that. Doesn't get a foul call, but adds 2 to the score. 51-43. Carson-Newman looking for a quick answer. Corner 3 is up and good from Caleb Wallace. 6'5 freshman playing well in the ball game. He's now got 11 points and leads Carson-Newman in scoring. Actually, first Carson-Newman Eagle in double figures tonight. Dylan Smith pulls up for 2. Can't get that one to go. Ball still free, though. Mitchell pulls it up. Tough shot, won't fall. I think he wanted a foul call. He doesn't get it. And Carson-Newman will come the other way. Still plenty of time, though, to get right back in the mix of things. They're in the mix of things. 51-46. Extra pass in the corner. This 3, too strong off the mark from Wallace. But an offensive rebound put in by Carson-Newman, but taken away by the Pioneers. As Keyston Brown will move it. Find it open. Trenton Gibson wanted that 3. Won't get it. Gibson's going to hustle after it and deflect it off of Caleb Wallace. And it will be Pioneer basketball. Timeout on the floor. 3:04 left to play in the game. It's the Tusculum Pioneers 51, Carson-Newman Eagles 46. We're back right after this as you're listening to coverage of Pioneer basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.
LED bulbs now.
With the lead, and I think they're going to call an illegal screen on Keyston Brown as just curling around it. Getting lost was a Carson-Newman player, and I believe he also just lost his footing because everyone's losing their footing. They're going to get this cleaned up where the players slid. As you don't Keyston Brown usually doesn't set illegal screens. They run the curls a lot. That's one of Pioneer's strong suits, is curling out from those screens and knocking down big shots. So they always set very good screens, but according to the official, that's an illegal one. And coming the other way will be Carson-Newman. They'll drop the ball off into the hands of E.J. Bush. They try to get it down low, knocked out of bounds by the Pioneers. And Carson-Newman will inbound underneath their own basket. Trying to inbound, they get it in to Bush, does Carson-Newman. Trying to connect with their point guard, Trip Davis. Davis up top off the screen, drives in, and ooh. Trying to smack the ball out of the hand is Dylan Smith, and you heard something. Don't know if it was ball or the hand. And Coach Burton asks where he hits him at. The ref says right in the hand. And in the bonus situation, that's number 9 on the Pioneers. So to the free throw line will go Trip Davis. Trip Davis's free throw is up and no good. That was a shooting foul, so he gets 2 here. As back into the ball game will come Reese Anderson. As Brannigan will exit. 0 points in the game. 0 of 5 shooting tonight is Luke Brannigan. Davis's second free throw is no good. Rebound is fought for and put in by Mitchell. He's in trouble too, and Mitchell is fouled. Trying to take the ball away. Brandon Mitchell gets hit by, I believe, Bryant Thomas. We'll see the exact call. And correction is on E.J. Bush. So that's team foul number 8 on Carson-Newman, and it's a 1-and-1 for Brandon Mitchell. Big time free throws, final 2:37 here of the game. Free throws can put this one away if Pioneers can knock these down. Mitchell, big time 1-and-1. First free throw on the way. This free throw is good. Big time shot by Brandon Mitchell. Pioneers have Mitchell out there with Trenton Gibson, Keyston Brown, sharpshooting Dylan Smith, who's got 19 points of the game, and Tariq Jenkins out there as well for the Pioneers. Second free throw up, that's good. Mitchell got a little worried on that one, hustled after the rebound, but it's through. 52-46 our score. Carson-Newman basketball, and that clock starts to tick down on them. With the basketball is Caleb Wallace. Swing pass over into the hands of E.J. Bush. Back up top, still looking for an opening, getting them hands it to a scorer. Trip Davis with it. Bush. Beautiful play set here to get Bush free. Oh, and he misses the layup. He goes too strong off the glass and can't get it to fall. But then he gets his own rebound, and there's a foul called. Caught on Trenton Gibson. As Bush, a beautiful cut to the basket, a beautiful catch, and right there for the finish. But he tries a little backboard check, and as everything started moving, the shot don't fall. But then he's fouled after he gets the rebound going for the putback, and the first free throw is no good from E.J. Bush. Carson-Newman from the free throw line down the game, 10 of 15. Second free throw for Bush. This one's up on the way and good, and we'll have a substitution in. As Bush will exit, in will come Jalen McGill, 6'2 junior, back in for Carson-Newman. 2:11 to play in the game, 53-47. Pioneers with the lead. Keyston Brown will have it and will bring it down for the Pioneers. Brown guarded closely. Off the screen will come Smith, back over to Brown. Brown off the screen, drives down, pulls it back out. Bounces it down low. Mitchell tries to work, almost loses the ball. High hook shot, friendly roll through. Brandon Mitchell, 9 points. That's a tough shot in a double team. High hook, falls through. 55-47. Pioneers looking to put the finishing touches on this one. Still time on that clock, though. 90 seconds, a little over 90 seconds left to play. Thomas thought about the three, swings it back over to Davis. Down low, hanging in the air, shot just will not fall on the Carson-Newman side. Bryant Thomas right there, and it rolls out. Pioneers come the other way. Bucket here can move this to double figures. Keyston Brown with it up top. Holds on to it as the clock ticks down to 70 seconds. Isolation here, screen set by Mitchell. Brown straight to the basket, high off the glass. Mitchell tried to catch it off the backboard and put it back up and in. Gibson battling down low as the shot clock sounds, but Carson-Newman has possession, and they're moving. Give it up to Davis. Davis wants three. High arcing shot will not fall. Rebound point in by Tariq Jenkins. One-on-one. Jenkins takes it all the way down and finishes. Big time finish. That may be the exclamation point by Tariq Jenkins. 55-47. Or excuse me, 57-47. Now 10-point game. Anderson one-on-one with Jenkins. Drives down, spins. And that hand came down just very briefly by Tariq Jenkins, and they're going to get him with a foul. And Jenkins called for the foul. And quick timeout called by the Tusculum Pioneers as Coach Burton just going to huddle his guys up and tell them to put this one away. We'll keep it here, 57-47 our score. And again, Lincoln Memorial in full control of the South Atlantic Conference. They've already clinched the regular season championship. Catawba and Queens battling it out for that second place spot, both 18-6, both 13-5 in conference. Pioneers clear-cut fourth place right now at 16-10 and 11-7 in conference play. Anderson right behind them. And that made that win over Anderson so big on Saturday. And now looking to put away Carson-Newman, something they did not do earlier in the year, a back-and-forth game. And they end up falling to Carson-Newman. So they're looking for a win here. And it'd be a big-time conference win with tough matchups against Lincoln Memorial and Wingate still to come. And battle against Coker coming up this weekend. That Lincoln Memorial game will be one final tough test for the Pioneers in the regular season. To the free throw line will go Reese Anderson for Carson-Newman. The free throw is up and good. That cuts it back to 9. Pioneers leading by 9, 33 seconds left to play. Second free throw by the senior from Douglasville, Georgia, Reese Anderson for Carson-Newman. Free throw is up. This one is good as well. 49, so it's 57-49. 8-point ball game. Pioneers got to get this ball in. They do have some timeouts to play with. They'll bounce it in to Gibson. Gibson on the run. Loses the basketball as he spun, and I don't know what the call is. It looks like they're saying that it was out of bounds by Carson-Newman somehow. Works out for Tusculum, though. Pioneers keep possession. Jenkins will inbound. Looks for something in the backcourt, not there. Gets it to the front court to Mitchell. Mitchell in a little bit of trouble, is fouled. And Brandon Mitchell will head to the free throw line. And will look to put the ball game away. Foul called on Bryant Thomas. And to the free throw line for a, well, let's look. Nope, still a 1-and-1. Will be Brandon Mitchell. Shooters back on the floor. Brannigan in, Trey Smith in for Carson-Newman. Their best shooter tonight's been Zalian Pillar, but I don't see him back on the floor. Free throw here for Mitchell, still a 1-and-1. This free throw is up. This free throw is good. That's a big free throw by Brandon Mitchell, similar to what we've seen in the women's game. Free throws will win you ball games, and that one is up and good. Second free throw for the junior, Mitchell. This one up, this one at the peak, this one right through and good. 2 for 2 goes Brandon Mitchell, and it's back to a 10-point game, 59-49. Handoff play, quick three is up and drilled by Jalen McGill. JT Burton says, not too much you can do there. Just a little design handoff play, and quick three is back on the floor will come Reese Anderson, and also back on the floor will come Bryant Thomas for Carson-Newman. We'll take a quick 30-second break. We're back right after this. 20 seconds left to play in the game. The Pioneers lead Carson-Newman 59-52. So big three knocked down by Carson-Newman. Still a lot of work left to do. Pioneers 59, Eagles 52. 20 seconds left to play in the game. Pioneers will inbound. They fake going long. Tyreek Jenkins looking to get it in somewhere. Gets it in to Dylan Smith. He's quickly double teamed. And Dylan Smith will be heading to the free throw line. He's fouled and headed to the line. Dylan Smith has played excellent in the ball games. Got 19 points. Had a hot hand early in the second half. 8 of 14 shooting, 3 of 6 from 3. Has not shot any free throws here tonight on the season. Dylan Smith, a 90% free throw shooter. Guaranteed 2 shots here for the senior, Dylan Smith. First free throw is up and through. Dylan Smith knocks it down. 6'2 senior out of Lexington, Tennessee. Shooters back on the floor for Carson-Newman with McGill and Trey Smith back out there, as well as Luke Brannigan. Second free throw from Dylan Smith is on the way. This one, rolls out no good. And rebound is pulled in. Brannigan comes in all the way down. Ball is lost. It is a turnover on Carson-Newman, and Dylan Smith will lay it up and in to end this one, as the Pioneers are going to pick up a big win here tonight. And it's another steal, and what a way to end it, as the Tusculum Pioneers will get a sweep of Carson-Newman here at Pack the Arena night. A big-time win as the Pioneers knock off Carson-Newman by a final score of 62-52. The Pioneers will win their 17th game on the season, move to 12-7 in conference play. Carson-Newman will fall to 9-16, 6-13 in South Atlantic Conference play this season. A big win for Tusculum. Was a hard-fought battle. They pull away in the second half, as your final score. It's the Pioneers 62, Carson-Newman Eagles 52. We'll be back with post-game stats and an interview with Coach J.T. Burton. That's after the break. Pioneers defeat Carson-Newman 62-52 as you've been listening to Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.